So after the tuning issue with the engine, I got approval from the customer to pull this engine out and completely disassemble it so we can see what's going on. My gut is telling me it's probably at least gonna need an oil pump and probably a crank and bearings. I'm hoping the heads are good. I'm hoping the turbo isn't damaged. It's gonna be hard to say for sure until we get in there. But first things first, let's get this all disassembled, pulled out, and put on an engine stand. That's all I'm really gonna have time for to do today because I'm kind of doing this in between other jobs. But I can probably get this out and on a stand by the end of the day and see what we got going on. Yeah, so first things we're gonna do is we're gonna get the intercooler off, get the battery out, do some of the starter things up here, get some of the bell housing bolts, pitch mount, all that kind of stuff. And then we'll lift it up in the air, work on the downpipe, get the rest of the bell housing bolts out, the mounts, radiator, and then hopefully try and get it pulled out at least. I'll probably leave the intake and the turbo and everything on it. And we'll see. I don't like pulling these with the turbo on because they can kind of get stuck on the bell housing a little bit. But let's do this and we'll go from there. Well, not saying this is our knock or not, but whoever worked on this last didn't even hook up the air valve. I mean, I was just flopping around in there. I'm still gonna pull everything out. I'm just not comfortable with what I've seen with this engine. I need to get it out and look at it before it catastrophically blows up or anything. So what we'll do is we'll continue doing this here real quick and then tear it down. So I'm working on all this, just getting ready to do the starter here. And I'm wondering if you guys notice anything. I'll give you a second. This is the main engine ground. It's just chilling over here. It's supposed to go right there. That's a problem. I'm all for people learning how to work on things, etc., so on and so forth. Not everybody knows everything. If you are charging somebody and you don't know what you're doing, that's a problem. Unless you guys have some sort of agreement, whoever worked on this has no right to be charging people to work on this. This is so cobbled together that I am frankly surprised it even ran at all, honestly. But I'm gonna keep pulling this out, and yeah, I'm very worried what else I'm gonna find. All right, I got you guys set up on a tripod here. I'm gonna drain the oil. I've got a kit coming from Blackstone for oil sampling. It's not here yet, so I'm gonna put it in this never been used clean glass jar. And look at the end of that drain plug already. It is glittery, glittery, glittery. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. Yeah, look at that. I know that's not a lot, but it also is a lot. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. If you take this glass and you kind of shake it up, you can actually see the metal flakes like going down the side of it. And you can kind of see a couple right there. But yeah, this is gonna go off to Blackstone to get tested. I mean, I already know what we're dealing with. I knew last year, so. All right, we're ready to pull it how it is. There's a lot of stuff that I found wrong in this car. Bell housing bolts, not all of them were tight. Grounds were either loose or not on. Incorrect hardware for some things, like the power steering pump was barely bolted down. I'm sure there's more I'm forgetting. This list kind of just keeps going and going and going. Again, do your research, I guess, is the best way I can describe that. So I'm gonna get the cherry picker set up, yank this thing out and put it on a stand, and that's probably all I'm gonna do for tonight. So, the engine's already separated, so we don't really need to worry about anything there. Just get it bolted up and get it yanked out. Well, now that we got this engine out, I want to do a little bit of disassembly on it, see what we can figure out. First things first, I'm going to take the intake off. I want to get the oil pan out and see how terrible it is in there, and see if I can see any discoloration on the connecting rods and anything like that. If that all, depending on how that all goes, we got to get the heads off and check them out and everything like that too, to see if they're any good still. But first things first, intake, exhaust, oil pan. So I've got all the bolts out around here. I'm gonna record taking this off just in case there needs to be any sort of proof for anybody. Woof. You guys can see down in there. Yeah, that's not good. Everywhere we look. I'm gonna pull the windage tray off in the pickup here in a second. But yeah, look at this pan. I mean, everywhere you look, there's chunks underneath that part of it. Look at that. If you blow up a Subaru, can't reuse oil coolers. You gotta replace them. You should replace your ABCS gears. You should replace your solenoids. If you want to clean them out, I've seen it done. I would just replace them, personally. So I'm gonna pull the windage tray off here and stuff and see if we can get a better look at anything real quick. All right, so now that we got all that taken off, I wanna get at least the heads off. If there's enough time, I wanna split the case half so I can look at the bearings. Because after that, I can call the customer and give him the news about what was found, whether it be, well, we know it's not gonna be good news, just better than bad news. So let's get cranking away on this. And like I said, at least get the heads off today. So I just pulled the oil pump off. Way too much RTV used. So what you're looking at right there, that's the main oiling spot covered in excess RTV. That's a real easy way to blow up a Subaru right there. What I'm gonna do here too is I'm gonna knock all these out and see what the gears look like. I'm gonna try not to get in the way here. There we go. I don't know if you'll be able to see. I have gloves on right now, but all those marks right there, that's scoring. Here's the pump. And look at all the pitting. I don't know how well you'll be able to see. And there's pitting on all these gears too. Oh, wait till you see the inside. All that damage right in there. I can feel that with my nail, even with the gloves on. All right. Onto the heads. Yeah, look at all that damage. But I mean, you can, oh man, you can easily feel all those with your finger. The cam's seen better days too. Yeah, this is just depressing the more I work on it. Anyway, I'm gonna get this head off, get the other side off, and like I said, hopefully we can split the case here in not too terribly long. All right, the last thing we need to do is we need to split the case here. I don't know if I'm gonna pull the rods off or not. If I see damage in the mains, there's no point in doing the rods in my opinion. So we gotta pop the pistons out and then split the case. Hopefully it doesn't take that long, but you never know sometimes. All right, we got this assembled. Let's take a look at what we found here. That's a nick. That's a nick. There's some more damage. That one's not that bad. I mean, it's got some spots. There's some pretty good wear on that one right there. Crank, I feel a couple spots on the crank, but nothing terribly crazy. Honestly, a lot better than I thought it was gonna be, but still unacceptable. I don't think I'm gonna take the rods off, like I said. I think there's more than enough, more than enough evidence here that this engine is not long for this world. So I'm gonna take some pictures, send them off to the customer. I don't know how long it's gonna be until we get back on that one. I don't know what the plan is on his end. Unfortunately, it's not a fun video, I guess you can say. It sucks. Like, again, I get people have to learn how to work on things. Don't charge. Like, this shop should have never put this engine together. Never. I mean, from what I've gathered, they shouldn't put any engine together. There's a lot of things that they did wrong that shouldn't be done by a competent technician. That being said, this is where I'm gonna leave this episode. So if you guys are looking forward to seeing this thing get put back together, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you next time.